Tournament of Rackets. Head Prestige MP versus Solinco Whiteout 16-19 string pattern. I already reviewed both rackets, but this is a matchup where only one can go up in the tournament. Prestige MP is a qualifier to this tournament, already won against the Whiteout 1820, Percept 100D and Prestige Tour. So it already has some momentum, but Whiteout 1619 is here to revenge the brother. There are some obvious differences between those rackets, so it's not like they have similar play style and I am picking just the one that suits me best. Rackets perform differently and will suit a bit different tennis personality, let's call it tennis identities. I am actually now trying both rackets customized slightly. With Prestige MP I'm gonna go with the leather grip, and Whiteout, I tweaked it a little bit more. To make things a little bit more exciting, I scheduled a training session with my friend that is playing with the Prestige MP. So I will go back and forth, Whiteout and Prestige MP, and let's see which racket will give me more points or easier points. I admit that I will have a small advantage because, well, I'm picking Solinco balls. And guys, if you can, please subscribe, it helps me grow. And yeah, let's go to the review. So like I already mentioned, both rackets are actually more different than similar. Prestige MP is more about feel, control and touch, maybe forgiveness, because the sweet spot is bigger and the head size is just more forgiving. Solinco Whiteout 1619 is more about creating pressure, and you lose control, you lose feel, you lose touch, but you get much better spin potential and easier power. So it is easier to create something from nothing with the Whiteout. Prestige MP is great on counter punches, and Whiteout 1619 is both good on counter punches and creating something from nothing. But at the same time, because I am a grinder, maybe I don't really push the gas so much that often, but even with the, let's say, power-oriented rackets, it is a bit easier to make other guys make mistakes, unforced errors. Yeah, higher launch angle for sure with the Whiteout, and that's basically it. So it just depends on your tactic and what other guys like or don't like. So customized rackets, well, they get more fluidity, you get a bit more sense of what you're doing. It's just a bit better for me. It's not necessarily better frame overall, just better for me. In theory, Prestige MP should respond slightly better because it lacked a bit of weapons, and now more mass will both increase the fluidity of my swing and increase power and plow through slightly, while with the Whiteout 1619 I don't really need that much power, but fluidity of the swing can help me increase control. In theory, Whiteout should give you just more penetration and more firepower. Always something for something. Prestige MP, on the other hand, has much better control and feel, so should suit those tacticians a bit better.
So I guess since the rackets are so different, I think the best would be to say the highlight of each racket. And starting with the Prestige MP, that would be the forgiveness. And for the 1819 string pattern, ability to shape the ball. Like the frame is quite low powered, but the dwell time and pocketing from the Prestige line, from the Prestige DNA, combined with a slightly bigger head size, quite crazy high spin potential. The pocketing is just great. However, yeah, the feel can be for some a bit on a muted side, so there is pros and cons of everything. But going to the Whiteout, I think the highlight would be just the ability to play a very offensive game, even if it's not entirely your your plan or play style. It's just how the ball jumps off the string bed. Another exciting thing that's worth mentioning is the stiffness. Yeah, you lose a bit of comfort and feel, but if you look at, for example, Tsitsipas' blade, you will see that his blade actually is on a stiffer side as well. His is like 66 stiffness, so exactly like the Whiteout. On top of that, Whiteout offers you foam inside the racket, and this helps a lot in adding a bit more solidness and comfort. That being said, of course, I would still like to see Solinco making the Whiteout a bit softer. I think the experience from playing the racket would be just better, and maybe it would actually improve the spin potential, because the stiffer rackets, yeah, they give you more direct feel, direct response, but the added power sometimes can be too erratic, too random, and I prefer more consistent feel. However, because of the stiffness, you get a bit more sense of what you're doing with the ball. So it's not a simple yes-no question. With more muted, more comfortable rackets, sometimes you lose connection, you lose the clear intention of what you can do with the ball, you can't do, and how to solve the problems. Funny things about the Whiteout and frames like this in general is that sometimes you might feel awful playing with this racket or this type of rackets, but somehow you win every time. And that's the beauty of powerful or spin-oriented rackets. And yeah, Whiteout lands in this category of rackets, but is still trying to give you the control. The only thing you have to kind of give up is comfort. And basically I am checking how far I can go with comfort going down until it's too far and I don't want to play with the racket. What I like about the Whiteout is that it can take the thicker gauges, you get a bit more control, you get a bit more feel, you get a bit more sense of what you are doing, and yeah, you keep the performance still on a hotter side compared to the Prestige MP or Radical MP frames like this, blade as well. I feel like I still have to aim for the bigger boxes with the Whiteout. That is not entirely to my preference, because sometimes on the counter punches you really need to paint the line. Yeah, Whiteout has the firepower, but sometimes the control is a bit off. But actually, kinda same thing applies to the Prestige MP, because the feel is so muted that sometimes the ball just jumps off the string bed a bit hotter than usually. The ball kinda sails long. And on the other shot, I found it especially on my backhand, which is a flatter shot in general. Sometimes I was clipping the net. So yeah, but still, Prestige is definitely more consistent and gives you more control and touch. And I think I could improve it slightly with better string selection or string tension, maybe gauge. I think that would be an interesting experiment to try 130 strings as well in the Prestige MP and just go for a bit more with every shot, just to create this extra margin for you to accelerate even more. So more spin, more penetration, and more free hand. So yeah, that is an exciting concept, but in general, guys, string your Prestige rackets low, like 22, 21 kilos. Only then I think you get all the benefits that this racket has to offer. Whiteout on the other side, to achieve similar response, similar control, I had to string it like 2 kilos more, and still it offers more power. Just to see the difference of the power spectrum of both rackets. I think it's also a bit easier to serve with the Whiteout. Of course, I customized mine, so I added a crazy amount of mass to the handle, and just like 1 gram at the top of the racket, just to enhance the plow through, just sometimes on those counter punches, you don't really have that much time to have this loopy swing, create space, and then plow through the ball. Sometimes you just have to rely more on your wrist, and with just a little bit more plow through, it is a bit easier to kind of use your wrist motion and point the racket into direction you want to play the ball. Whiteout definitely helps a bit more with getting this margin a bit higher above the net, while maybe the Prestige MP kind of allows you to accelerate more and shape the ball even more, but the ball will land a bit shorter. So always something for something, right? So as I am trying to pick the racket, actually this is a very difficult mission because both rackets are quite different to each other. So it's not like I have similar play styles, similar tennis identities, and I just pick whatever plays best. It's just the rackets are too different, so I actually have to pick the tennis identity, or maybe how those two different extremes of rackets suit my personal tennis identity. Because as a grinder, obviously I need a bit more margin, I need more power, I need more spin. But as a grinder, I also need control. So how much spin I need, how much control I need, how much power, right? So those questions are very subjective and also depends on the opponent, the ball that goes to my side, and what I have to do in order to neutralize the ball or kind of use my opponent's force against him. So yeah, sometimes I need control, sometimes I need power. So it all depends. So my choice is not really that clear, but as I look at my tournament of rackets, I think I will give a chance to the Whiteout 1619. I don't know, maybe because I'm the rebel, or maybe because it is foam field and I really believe in the foam field rackets, or maybe because I actually had a better sensation with Prestige Pro, which actually was kicked out of the tournament by the T-Fight 305. So maybe Prestige Pro overall is my favorite Prestige racket, and in that sense, why should I give a chance to the Prestige MP? However, I can see why I could pick Prestige MP over Prestige Pro on very specific key moments on the course, like counter punches and especially serves. Or let's imagine I would have to warm up a professional player and my aim is to always keep the ball in court, then Prestige Pro would be my pick. And Whiteout would be my actually last pick, because I would be just too scared to extend through the ball. I would probably be a bit worried that I would spray the ball. And yeah, with Prestige Pro, I can place the ball, and this loop, this swing style is just actually very relaxing. While with the Whiteout, it's a bit more rapid, I would say. But I'm still trying to figure it out, how to kind of move the Whiteout and customize it and make it a bit closer to this sensation. That is interesting because I would gain control through the fluidity of my motion. However, Prestige MP shines really on those defensive situations and on returns. So yeah, the stability and forgiveness of this frame is very good, like one of the best on the market, I would say. So if I knew I would be running a lot, I would definitely pick the Prestige MP over the Prestige Pro. But when you compete, you don't have to place the ball perfectly always. You kind of can rely a bit more on some basic tactics. Aim basically toward those bigger boxes, while the ball will still have a bit more energy, a bit harder to do something with it. So it also depends on the level of the player I am facing. If it's like nothing, like if my ball has no wow factor, for the opponent. So obviously there is no sense of getting more power just to drop the control. Only then control can actually save me, because I can just put the match to the physical test, put the ball forever in the court and see who will die first. So yeah, it depends on the level. But in general, I would say that Whiteout is a bit more competitive, while the Prestige MP and Prestige Pro definitely more professional, let's call it that way. And by that I only mean that better players in better form will probably have more benefits with those type of rackets. Whiteout is kinda this hero that is here to help you when you are down and you don't really play your best, but still you kind of find your way how to save it and win the match. So that is also an exciting vision. And basically to have a 16-19 representative in the final, because I will actually make one video of 4 top rackets as a final. Whiteout, yeah, it's worth giving a shot. And next it is playing against the Yonex Vicor 98 Tour, which is also a 16-19 string pattern, and voila, we'll have 4 different rackets with different string patterns in my ultimate tournament of rackets final. T-Fight 305 18-19, Gravity Pro 18-20, Diadem Elevate Tour 16-20. And yeah, the missing spot will be between the Whiteout 16-19 or the Yonex Vicor 98 Tour. So guys, subscribe if you can, and see you soon. Bye bye.